Okay. So, let me explain. Why venti is better than Kazuha now. We'll go ahead and leave the abyss now that we have an actually good clear. Because my game has been bugging out for some reason. Sometimes I've just been like sliding across the floor. So it took me quite a few attempts to get this. I had originally explained this when like I recorded it the first time, but unfortunately my game was just like bugging. It was not working like properly. I was just sliding around for some reason. So we're gonna go ahead and explain this now. We'll just go ahead and throw all these units in the party. To explain the difference on why venti versus Kazuha. Specifically for that chamber and for grouping chambers in general, even though I have Sichu Kazuha, why am I like venti? Or why venti with like the same number of cons is better, even though Sichu Kazuha should be OP for vape, right? Should be literally one of the best units in the game for a vape comp. So let's go ahead and pull up the second team. In case you're wondering why I'm running that, you'll see. It's a funny comp. If I, great. There's a 10% chance I don't crit with that comp. But it's not 0. Okay. So now that we almost have this done, we just needed to build the ults to like show the start of the run. The same thing with this one, it's just like you do whatever. I thought that would be enough damage. I guess I miscalculated. I thought it was 360k, but I guess I didn't get a stack off because I messed up my whole D or something. Yeah. In case you don't know, I have like 2.7k attack, unbuffed with like 90% crit rate, 250% C damage with Wolfscration. With that comp, that's what I'm running at. This is big damage, big number comp. You'd also run Super Connect depending on the enemies, but I have C6 Rosaria, so in my case it's better. So let's explain the difference between Kazuha and venti's clear stats. So if you look at Kazuha, his E, it has a bit of a shorter range. If you were to do this normally, it won't pull, right? This is what I mean. Like that slide is like bizarre. It's been happening like a lot, even after I like restarted my game. Okay, so it won't pull. So Kazuha's clear strategy is a lot more difficult because you have to start over by going over one of these sides and charge attacking with Bennett, and that loses you like 2 seconds on your clear time. You have to either charge or like Q or something. And then the other mob will walk over to the side. So let me go ahead and demonstrate that right now. Notice how that guy is walking over here. And now we get to do this. Then you do your child thing, right? Then for the next part, you pull this. Okay? But you can't pull all these mobs at the same time. So what you do afterwards is you pull over into this direction. correct? And then you auto everything down. The exact square is actually this one right here. Please don't kill me. To do that square. The reason why venti is easier, and you'll get better times with venti, like, consistently, if you care about speedrunning, is because, well, venti's condition is you literally go like this, and you go like this. As you can see, that's very difficult. Then you'll just like pop your Q if you have it. Like, you should be popping your Q right here. And then you're on the next wave. And if you pop, you actually have your ultimate at the start of the wave, you'll actually suck up this wave and this wave from over here. Okay, and what that lets you do is it lets you AoE down everything else. That's why 30 seconds with venti is significantly easier. You could get 25, maybe even 20 with venti. You're just gated by the second venti ult, really. And your level of burst damage, right? With Kazuha, it's a bit more difficult because you have to use a minimum of 3 crowd control skills, even with like a C1 hold D, where venti only needs to use 2. Now, what does it directly translate into? Kazuha E has, even at C2, like I have, right? So, we'll just go ahead and like show this. You can't do like anything like that. That's press E? Yeah, press E. Or hold D. That's hold D. It's 7 seconds. Which means you have to do a minimum of 3 times that. Or venti, it overlaps in the same sense that you have to do 2. But you have to do a second one, and you spend more time AoEing down. And that doesn't seem like a lot, but because of the way that you have to like clear it, it directly translates into like a 3 or 4 second loss. And if you have like an elegy on your venti, this is for whales. This is for whales. You could, you just get more time. You could get like 25 seconds, maybe even 20. I only have like a talent level 8 child. In my case, I'll show you guys my child's gear afterwards. But because if you Kazuha's range is like effective range is much shorter, it is a lot harder to get it done. The easiest way I found to get a consistent run with Kazuha down is if you want to use them for like speedrunning for like an entire gauntlet or just like a specific chamber, is say in this one is you knock the mob over here, and that'll cause the other mob to run this way because it's trying to chase you to throw shit at you. So then you press your hold D here and you get everything down, you AoE it down, then you run over here, you press your hold E again. This will be like at the edge of your Bennett circle. Let me just go ahead and show you. Okay, so notice how if you try to do the same right there, you have to do it right here, so you pull the system mage and she doesn't pull any things, because if she shields up, you lose time. You lose a lot of time. The speedrun, the chamber like clear is dead. So with venti, if you do enough damage, like in the run earlier that I showed you guys, you'll pull her. Without having to like walk right here to get it. And then you have to do like whatever this is, and then you have to run over here and you have to pull it again to get this in an AoE-able spot. And obviously I do more damage with the gelling in the party. This is just for demonstration purposes. This is not an actual comp that I would recommend. But that is the big difference between Kazuha and Venti. And that's why Venti is better for speedrunning. Despite what you guys might think. It is not correct to say otherwise. I have a C2 Kazuha and it's not as good as Venti. Even though like my Venti is C3. Alright. C2 Kazuha, C3 Venti. Even though C2 Kazuha is like super OP and a child vape comp because it basically gives him Secret for free. It just isn't as good. Okay? It just isn't as good. Because the suction is so much worse. In terms of speedrunning. Now, I will say, Kazuha is a lot better for Chamber 3. And Chamber 1. But in grouping scenarios, Venti is just strictly superior. And requires significantly less effort. So you do not have to have like immaculate positioning or whatever with Venti. You just run up to the mob and you press Q. I don't know why you guys think that Venti requires a brain. He doesn't. I say this as somebody who has mained Venti since the launch of the game. I've been 36 starring with Venti. Since like literally the launch. This is the first week of the game. This is a second phase. Third, fourth, yeah, there you go. I was unable to 36 star before the ONET came out because yeah. I didn't have two cryos. Anyways, I do hope that helps explain things on the differences between Kazuha and Venti. They are not the same thing. They do not do the same thing. Please stop saying they do the same thing because they do not do the same thing. They are completely fucking different. Okay, thank you. Do I recommend Kazuha for free to play? No. Don't fucking pull Kazuha for free to play unless you like him or you're a Kachingmei. Or you play freeze. Okay, so thank you for watching. I'll go ahead and upload this on Reddit so you guys can download it like you always do. I appreciate it. Send your downvotes to the left. Thank you. Have a wonderful